Hey everybody, happy Homebrew Wednesday. It's Brad here at Wild Boys Brewery. Got a brew day going on. I'm going to try to keep this short as you can on brew day. What I got going on today is my Yakima Valley experimental hop. They call it pine fruit. And basically this is the bulk of the recipe. Is going to be bittered and flavor and aroma with that. And I'll just give you some, give you a little quick description of it. This parentage is Apollo and Mercor. The descriptions on the comments, the flavors and aroma is black currant, dark fruit, strong herbal notes, pine tree, mint, pungent, light grapefruit. Rind, it's Simcoe-like, Summit-like, citrus and tangerine, so this thing should be kick-ass. It's got a 18 to 19% alpha acid, 5 to 6% beta. Let's see what it says here on the package. And I did get a pound of it. And actually this one came in quite a bit lower than what they projected on the alpha. This one's only 14.1. So that's cool. This one's going to be around about 100 IPU double IPA. I'll spin this around here. Got about 17.5 pounds of grain. These are the hops I'm going to be using today. Obviously not all of them, considering that's a whole pound by itself. That's the experimental hop, the pine fruit. I got some Amarillo, got some Simcoe, and got some Citra. So this should be a pretty tasty beer. And I always like trying new stuff, so we'll get into it. And I'll be back when I'm getting ready to dough in. Actually right now I've got my mash tun preheated, got my strike water and my sparge water going over here now. So I'm going to go ahead and dough in, get my mash temperature set, and then I'll be back when I get that set. Okay, and also doing something a little different today. I am actually doing mash tun hopping. So we got ½ ounce in that, which would be, actually I got 1/4 ounce in there, so I need 14. And these hops smell great. The description I gave on them was very accurate. Got a lot of nice dark fruit and black currant, some pine, real nice fruity smelling hops. So I'm going to get these poured out, put in the mash tun, and doughed in, and then I'll be back. Getting on up toward the limit of my mash tun here, I just put my mash out water in. So we're up to about 166, 167, and this is what it looks like for a 17 pounds and 12 ounces in my mash tun with all the water in it. So we'll let that sit for 15 minutes and then we'll start vorlofting and collecting our wort. Had to put a cooling rack underneath my vorloff pan to get it up out of the bath. So when I vorloff, it'll actually drain down in there instead of just floating. But anyway, this is actually just the first little bit that I'm vorlofting out. It's got a really nice color to it. And then you can see here, we're coming up on the first 2 liters. And then I'll be right back here to show you the color in just a moment. You can see we're fairly dark here. Got a nice, really dark copper color. Sprinkling it on out. Just pour that baby in there. That is the first pitcher, 2 liters. So I'm going to do 2 more till I run clear, and then I'll start collecting my wort. Alright, you can see we are running very clear already. And this will be the 6th liter, or 3 pitchers. It's a 2-liter pitcher. Got a really nice dark copper color. Made this one a little darker than I do my normal IPA since this one's going to be a double. It's not quite red, but it's right there close to it. Looks red in there, but when you pour it in there, it's you can see a little bit of the wort right there. It's a real nice dark copper color. There we go. Switch hands here. Don't touch the zoom. See the color? Looks red in there, don't it? A nice dark copper color. Normally my pan has these little arms on it right here that'll sit right down on the top of the cooler when I'm doing normal size batches, but these bigger batches you kind of have to improvise a little bit sometimes, so that's why I got the cooling rack underneath it to hold it up on the top, but it does exactly the same thing, so we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and let this drain out and start collecting my wort, and then once I get my 7.2 gallons collected, I will come back when I start doing my hop drops. All of it, a little over 7 gallons, and we're on our way to a bowl. We're at 186.4, and then once we hit our hop break, we'll start doing our hop drops. Alright, just did my bittering drop, well, one of them. This is a continually hop beer, kind of like the Dogfish Head 60, 90, or 120 minute beers. Basically, it's getting hop drops every 10 minutes all the way through the bowl. Got a ½ ounce in the mash tun, and then it's going to get a ½ ounce pretty much all the way until the end. And with the hops I'm using on this one today are the Pine Fruit, Experimental Hop, Amarillo, Simcoe, and Citra. So it should be pretty tasty. And I just opened this Simcoe up to pour it out and do my next ½ ounce drop. This stuff smells awesome. Simcoe's probably my favorite hop. And then I like a lot of the other ones too. I like Amarillo, Citra, Mosaic, the really fruity ones. I've gotten to where I started using Galaxy. The New Zealand hops are really nice, but Simcoe's probably my favorite. So, and then that stuff smells awesome. But got the counter going. We are at 56 minutes, so we just did a drop 4 minutes ago, and in about a little over 5 minutes we'll be doing another drop. I'm not going to show you every one of these drops. It's basically the same thing. Dump them in, stir them in. I'll come back when I get my original gravity, so we can go from there and try to keep this one short. Cheers. There is the finished wort. Nice and super clear. Really nice dark copper color. Run over into here, and then once we get this transferred, I will take a reading and I will be right back. Alright, looks like we got about 1078. Check that it's about 73% efficiency, which is about 5% drop from what I usually get. I usually get about 78%, but it's a lot bigger grain bill than what I usually do. I'm usually doing about 12-13 pounds of grain. This one's almost 18. It was like 17 pounds and 12 ounces, so I'm still pretty happy with that. I usually wind up getting my gravity to drop below what they project anyway. I do 3-week primary and then a week to 10 days in secondary, and it almost always drops down below what it says it's going to, so it's still going to finish out around where it said it was going to, 8-something%, about 100 IBUs. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's got a great color, smells awesome. Really like that that pine fruit hop. I'm looking forward to checking it out. And here's the next morning, and we have bubblage. That's pretty much it. Gonna wrap it up. I hope everybody has a good one. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, and I will see you next week.